The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
At their own 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down now. That's a strong safety making a strong, hard tackle.
And we know his coach. Doesn't smile a whole lot, does he? How about that grin right there, ear to ear after that play?
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Rosen. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Now a handoff here to his running back. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. Kill. Alert. Mike 52.
Protein spill.
And again this time to the tailback. And he'll go down at the 28. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive.
You can't block me.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Check 24. Check, go back.
And they'll throw it with Rosen. Going right, and that's complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on third down. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, and tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
Normally when you see a short gain in the middle of a 3-4 defense, go ahead and pat the nose tackle on the back, because he's holding things up and taking on extra blockers, which allows one of the inside linebackers to roam free and make the tackle.
This will be play number 9 coming up on this relatively long opening drive as they look to convert on third down. And they give this time to the tailback. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. This a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. And the kick by Elliott is good. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
We play to win. Let's go.
Ready, 18, Gator.
It's our field. It's our field.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that.
Entering pause screen. Entering cancel pop. Called super game stats. Entering statistics screen team stats. And depth chart. Entering slot 2, slot 1. Entering coaching screen depth chart. Entering depth chart screen 1 row 58. Entering coach. Entering cancel pop of waiting for your tourism online game. Cancel.
I'm gonna hit him with a screen soon.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Five.
Tight end's right.
3 down.
3 down. 51's a mic, boy. 51. What we got?
Go.
What we got? Mike 51. Mike 51.
2nd and long. He's got Fuller. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 12.
Let's get it.
Here we go. 60 outlaw.
Here we go, G. Get off the field. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Stay with your man.
Yep.
If you kill it, motion me out.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
Hey, Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Not today, you won't. Not today. Hey, no, look, we got Mike 50. Mike 50, huh? Hey, let's get
Go.
To throw on 3rd down. Copeland. It's caught. Jones. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
Let's go.
An excellent pickup of 20 yards. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the 1st down there, help them relax a little bit.
Set, ready? 90 Wolf.
Hey, let's calm down. Hey,
Get.
On 1st down, Copeland. He completes it to Jones. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Ready, ready.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down.
you gonna take. You got take. You
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Buccaneers 3, Falcons 0.
Ready?
Mike 51.
Hey, Haywood.
Just like that. 51's the Mike. 51's the Mike. Time to go. Night, night. Ringer, guys. Fight 51. Mike 51. Let's get the ball. 51's Mike. Mike 51.
Smooth.
Hey, Mike 51. Mike 51. Watch, switch.
Look at me. Zipper.
Boy, 51. Watch the run. Watch the run.
Defense.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 27. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get...
Pressure comes, and down goes Rosen. In for the sack, Deion Jones. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
Hey, exit.
Check 45 to mine. Check 45 to mine. Bring it. Bring it.
Now Rosen looking to throw. Gets this into the hands of N'Keal Harry. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
Let's go.
It's a gain of 25 yards. And the Buccaneer first down.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot, that they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
45, 45, Mike.
Bravo.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go. Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45.
Another try after the first down sack. Rosen. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Tampa Bay.
Rosen in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurtling through them.
They'll run on first down. It's Morris. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Break.
Mike 51. Mike 51. Come on. Come on, dude.
Yo, go, go.
Ito Smith, his first carry. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
I'm coming for you. You mine. Switch. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. 51.
They'll throw this out wide and complete it to Ridley. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Got it.
51, Mike, 51. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D. Man up, D. 51's the Mike. 51.
Hey.
Ready? Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike, 51. I'm coming after you.
Hey, Alpha.
I'm coming after you. 51's Mike. Mike, 51.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. Now.
Back to throw. Copeland. And the throw there going to be incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
The Falcons send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's taken on the 25. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
52. Mike 52. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. You better be ready.
2nd and 5 now. Rosen, and he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. You think you're going into halftime with a good-sized lead? Not so fast. That pick six really changes the complexion, probably also changes the halftime speech.
No doubt about it. Instead of going in relaxed, you're probably a little more uptight right now, probably a little bit angry. Let's see if they can get their focus back.
No going for two. They'll kick the point after. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Here's a handoff to begin the drive to Morris. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
59. Choose the mic. Let's go. Alert, alert, alert. 52's the mic, boy, 52.
Hey, over.
Check 52's the mic. Check 52's the mic.
Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this.
Throwing on second down. Rosen looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Entering coaching screen depth chart. Entering cancel pop-up waiting for your peer to resume online game. Cancel.
Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining.
5-2's the mic. Mike 5-2.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen. Got his man. That's Harry. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. On first down, it's Rosen. His throw incomplete. The intended target was Chris Godwin, and it's second down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Ball on the 42 as they come up second and 10.
52's the mic. Watch Mike. Watch the corner. 552.
Y'all not ready.
Rosen to throw again. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a third and 10.
Hey, Mike 52, Mike 52. Hey, alert, alert. Sponge. Yes.
Throwing again, it's Rosen. Got a man open, that's Harry. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 34-yard line. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Rosen now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it first and 10.
Here we go.
Now a handoff looking right. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Catch is made by Harry. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Now they try the right side here. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. So that'll back them up 5.
Let's go,
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Here's Rosen to throw. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. N'Keal Harry was the intended target, but it'll be 2nd and goal. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Elliott puts this one through. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them.
Indy. Hey, zoom, now.
I got one. 51's the mic. 51's the mic.
Hey, keep it up. Mike 51, Mike 51.
What's the run? They're running it.
Hey, Delta.
51's the mic. Right here, guys. Fight 51, Mike 51. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
Shoot.
On third down, Copeland. Caught by Jones. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Ready? 60 Pittsburgh.
50. Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time. Let's get
Go.
Let's get off the field.
Let's go.
On first down, McQueen. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Get it.
Staying on the ground. This time it's Smith. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
To throw on second down, Copeland. And his throw here's incomplete. The former first-round pick, Vernon Hargraves, the one who was there defensively.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
You're right, they have had no room to breathe. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they went empty backfield, and because of that, nobody was there to pick up the blitz.
And you know that offenses, when they go with the empty backfield, they have different things designed on every play to try to account for things. But what people often forget, defense is audible as well. And a lot of times when they see an empty backfield, they audible right into a blitzing situation.
This is taken at the 23. Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Morris. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And to give this time to the tailback. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Here's Morris. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. If they're going to try to complete this comeback, they need more runs like that from him because until that point, he's been virtually shut down.
And based on where they are right now in this game, you would expect the ball to be in the air. But his ability to break off those types of runs, you can get big chunk plays on the ground as well, and he just provided one.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up. Hey, motion backfield, motion backfield.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the gain there as time will run out on this third quarter of play. We're off to the 4th quarter here on Christmas Eve. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Let's go, deep, tighten up. 49, check.
They'll try to run this one in. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
They'll try to run this one in. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on third down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it, and I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that.
Trying to set up the screen, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Pilot, 64, weak. Motion.
They'll run for it with Morris. And he's going to be hit and taken down in the backfield. Just nowhere to run that time. And the try for 2 is snuffed out. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
Go.
51's the mic. Hey, I'm coming after you. Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike, 50.
Ready?
Throwing after the interception. Copeland, and he gets this one to Ridley complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
22 jet bomber.
After the penalty, it's Smith. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some good passes.
Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. It's Devin White, the linebacker, and he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And the ball is knocked out, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he's got some space here. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Huge.
Challenge play. Entering depth chart screen, 1 row 58 columns. Entering coaching screen, depth chart. Entering depth chart screen, 1 row. Entering cancel pop-up waiting for your peer to resume online game. Cancel.
Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Elliott good with a PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded a few yards into the end zone.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
Run past the 30-yard line there. 9 good yards there on the run, and now third down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the fourth quarter. Let's rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They come up on a fourth down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Get that ball. 5-2 is the mic.
Hey, Charlie.
And Rosen's actually going to throw it here. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Deontay Thompson. Now they get a fourth-quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over.
51 the mic, boys. 51. I got you.
X3. 218. Chopper.
You're all mine. You're all mine.
Let go.
And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
6-6. Pull it. Get it.
A give to Smith out of the gun. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. So time has run out on what will be a Tampa Bay